Well, there's a rare glimpse of a hawk with a mole. The turkey, they're burning up too. The heat is so hot on this ridge. But the does are having their little fun. I've caught one glimpse this week. Ain't this precious? Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smokies. Another chapter of As the Ridge Turns here in East Tennessee. It's been a hot one. In 14 days almost. 90 degrees. But we did get some rain last night, thank the Lord. And it's just so humid in these woods. And the pond, it's got water in it, but it needs so much more. Hope you all faring well in this heat. And the fawns are starting to be showed up. Just starting. Some are still having them though. But anyway, relax, enjoy, and let's see what stepped in front of the camera. Don't that doe still look heavy to you? But remember, these are a week behind when I pull these cameras when you see them. But the moon has changed to full, and I know they've had them, because here's a rare glimpse of one out in the ridge. A fuzzy picture, had to zoom in on it. Barely can walk, so they are having them. And as time goes on, Mama start walking them in front of the camera. But they are late. And there's a possum during the day. They normally don't run around during the day, but there's one out. And up on the ridge, there's old Dirty Dan. On a hot day, coming and going. Just making his rounds, looking for something to munch on. And the turkey, I know they're hot. And old Jake here. But they still gotta eat. And here's a rare glimpse of a red-tailed hawk got something down. I thought sure maybe it had a squirrel, but as I watched it, it had something down, but it wasn't a squirrel. It was a mole or a bow here. But it could have just as well been a squirrel, and I'm sure glad it was. But the squirrels is out after the coast is clear. They're on the move again, but they gotta watch out. And there's old Socks laying down on a hot day on a rock and moving on. Hot day. And there he is, sticking his head in the edge of the camera. And there's Woody. He's out poking around too. And there's Dirty Dan on the trail, coming up through there. And at the log, you can see the little yearlings just moseying on through the background. And the blue jays. They can be a noisy bird too. And there's Woody again, saying hi in the camera. And there's old Ricky passing through in the background. He's moving on. And there's old Chucky. He's just moving on through too. And there's at the tree, Ricky checking out a walnut he don't like. And there's old Dirty Dan heading towards the house on a hot afternoon. He comes in, he just checked things out, and he's Gonna mosey back out. He's comical. Need to talk to old Dirty Dan again, see what's going on. Where's them babies at? And he just comes and goes. But he's got to relax every once in a while. Clean his teeth. See what's happening. He can be comical in himself. But it's too hot. It's time to turn in. I'd say it's 58 degrees under there in that cave. They like that place. It's nice and cold and warm in the winter. But there's a little cardinal visiting. They like this perch. For some reason these little animals love these perches. Beautiful little cardinal. And there's Woody on the perch. But this is Ricky's perch. He's always up here. He likes this little perch too. And there's a little wren on the perch. Mad about something. They make some beautiful sounds, but this ain't one of them. He's calling to something. But he leaves and comes back with the whole family. And they just having a good time. Half a dozen little wrens. And at the pond, it's so growed up. Look how thick that is in that pond. It's a swamp. But at the other camera, growed up too. There's a doe. They like to feed these grasses and weeds here. It's a hot place though. Late in the evening, there's the little yearlings that Mommy'd run off. Last year's spawn. They out making the evening of it when it cools down. Come dark though, coons is coming off that den tree. Change of shift. They out making their round. And they just moving their way around. Gathering the gang up. Moving on through. And there's a little lightning bug as they're moving through. And the possums is out too. They got stuff to do too. It's their time of night. And you'd liable to see them anywhere. And the deer, I'd say the does are tired. I'm hoping to see them. Here's the coyotes, what they got to watch out for. They looking for them fawns, and I hope they don't find them. Hide them, Mommy. And little coons moving on through, making a round. Coming and a-going. There's a possum moving through. That looks like Willie, I don't know. But here's a surprise. That looks like Sidewinder. Haven't seen him in a while, but he acts like Sidewinder. I hope he's doing okay. And at the log, there's old No-Tail moving through. And there's a possum moving through the log. And there's a baby possum moving on through. At the tree, you can see the coons up here at the motel checking things out, moving on through. They're just making the rounds, Mr. and Mrs. Rocky. and they just move on. And there's a fox up there. See it up the Rock Motel. And here's a better picture of it on another camera. That's Betty. You can tell. Look at all of her little tits there. She's got young somewhere, but I can't find her den. And Mrs. and Mrs. Rocky moving through again. They take advantage of whatever they can find to eat on. Bugs, hatchlings, it don't matter. They're not picky. And there's a little baby possum out fooling around. A little old bitty thing. And I hope they fare good. But it don't matter. They're going to relax, call it a night. It's cool under that rock. It's just a cave back in there. And up on the ridge, there's a baby possum up there. And the coon, there's No Tail and his buddies moving through. But they coming away from the pond. I don't understand that, but maybe one wants to go back. But down at the pond, all you see here is bugs. But the coon just got to check in. They ain't going to resist this place. All them bullfrogs down there, they want to find them. At the other camera, they got to check in there too, through these weeds. And they have a good time here all night long, if nothing don't run them off. Come dawn, deer's up moving around, foraging, and I hope the fawns do good. Hope to catch a lot of pictures. Here's another one at the tree at dawn. That one looks heavy. I don't know why they're so late, but there's old Yaller. Not son of Yaller, this is old Yaller. You can tell. Look here. See that eye gone? That's the original old Yaller. And there's another doe moving up the ridge. It looks heavy. Now these are a week behind, remember that. But it's time for the little squirrels. They got to watch out for these hawks, though. But they have a good time, just foraging in the leaves all day long, waiting on them nuts. They gonna be plenty of hickory nuts this year around here. But in the meantime, they looking at little buds and sprouts and stuff too. Keep them occupied. They're so relaxed. Well, guys, that's just what stepped in front of the cameras this last week. Hope to see the fawns now. So I want to thank you for watching. God bless. And I'll see you next time.